Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Friday evening. Hope you've had a lovely week and you're looking forward to a nice weekend. Our theme today is just be. Just be yourself and celebrate your own uniqueness because you are the very best person at being you. As ever, throughout the practice, listen to your body, only do what feels right for you today and take breaks whenever you want. Let us begin by lying down. So just making yourself nice and comfortable on the mat. In whatever way feels good today. As you allow yourself to move into the present moment. Let go everything that's going on in your life and in the world. Let go of all those labels that you put on yourself and that others put on you. For the next hour, you have no roles, no responsibilities. This is just about you being you and connecting your mind with your body through your breath. Enjoying being your unique self in the present moment. And just tuning into your sense of hearing. Noticing all the sounds around you, near and far, loud and quiet. And let that attention now move to the screen at the back of your eyelids. Just paying attention to what it provides to you. Notice the colors, the shapes, the movement. Giving it your full attention for a few moments. Noticing your sense of touch, the temperature of your skin, your connection points with the mat, the texture of your clothes. And now just begin to observe your breathing. Just watching your breath move in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. Become familiar with your breath without influencing it. Just count your inhale. Notice the pause and count your exhale. Your breath is unique to you, so just count it as it presents itself to you. Notice if when you give it this attention, does it change your breath? Is that good? Do you like that? And taking 3 more breaths here. Just counting in your own time. And when you're ready, bending your knees and just drawing the knees into the chest. And taking a little moment here to ease out yourself. Hi to those joining us live. I know we have Maureen and Sharon with us this evening. Great to have you here. And also welcome to our newest patron, Mary. And I think there's a few more on with us live. So hi, thank you for joining us. And of course, hi to all of you doing it on demand over the weekend. Great to have you with us, and thank you so much for your support. And then when you're ready, just letting your hands come down by your sides, keeping the knees bent. And let's just begin to cycle the legs. And let's keep that going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hugging the knees in. And again, letting the hands come down by the sides, keeping the knees in. Then just let the legs come out long and start to crisscross them as you let them move maybe halfway down towards the mat and then back up again. Crisscrossing up and down. And let's keep this going for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, hugging the knees into the chest, taking 3 breaths here, and just thinking about being you. Say hello to that inner voice. And throughout the practice, let's try to connect with that inner voice. Letting the feet come down onto the mat and just rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit. Grab a block if you want, and if you have a block or a book, a hardback book, just sitting on the edge of it, checking in with the seat bones, equal weight on both seat bones, sitting up nice and tall, allowing some space to come into the spine. And let's just nod the head up and down, nice and slowly. And coming back to center, let's just turn it to the left. And drawing it through to the right. And again, all the way to the left. And all the way to the right. Coming back to the center, just letting that left ear drop down towards the left shoulder. And from here, just giving a little gentle nod to really get a lovely neck stretch. And coming up to center, let's just take that to the other side. So the right ear towards the right shoulder. And again, just a little gentle nod. And coming up to the center, just drawing those shoulders up to the ears, bringing them back and dropping them down. And again, up and back and down. One more time, up and back and down. And with your hands on your shoulders, let's just draw big circles with those elbows. See, can you get the elbows to touch in front of you and then to open out nice and far behind you in those lovely big circles. And then coming to stillness here, drawing the right arm across in front of you and hooking the left arm under it. Just allowing that shoulder to ease out. Enjoying that stretch. And taking that over to the other side. And bringing it down, let's take a little twist to the left. So thinking about turning from the belly button, so the whole torso takes a turn. And you can let your arms help you here with your right hand on your left leg. But think about finding space in that spine. Inhaling, allowing the spine to open up, and exhaling as you go just a little deeper into the twist. And when you're in your twist, settle for a moment. Connect with yourself and just be yourself. And coming back to the center, just taking a moment for the body to settle after that twist. And let's take it to the other side. So again, thinking about the whole upper body coming into that twist, not just the shoulders, and definitely not just the head, which of course likes to travel all the way around. And yeah, we want to keep the head really in line with the rest of the body. And again, inhaling and finding that length. And then exhaling, releasing into the twist a little deeper. Closing your eyes. And just be with yourself. And once again, coming all the way back to the center. If you're on a block, you might want to hop off it for a moment as we just let that right leg come out long in front of you. If you need to turn the other way, do, depending on your space. Stepping your left leg across and using that right elbow. Just again, taking a twist on using a bit of leverage here, which will also help to give a little stretch into that left leg. Keeping the right foot flexed. One more breath here. And again, taking that over to the other side, crossing the right leg over, elbow against it, as you use that leg as leverage for the twist. And coming back to the center, and now opening the legs out as wide as you can. Letting the toes point up towards the ceiling, sitting up tall to start with. And we're going to begin to fold forward. So if you find this is quite a strong stretch on the inside of your legs, so do bend your knees if you find it too strong, and that will just release a little bit of the stretch for you. Let the hands walk forward, allowing the chest to move towards the mat. Find your point in this stretch. Then close your eyes. And again, just be. If your mind begins to wander, you can use your breath as an anchor to just bring you back into the moment. So when you notice that mind wandering, just take a breath in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. And enjoy just being yourself. And walking the hands up, drawing that right leg in, letting the right foot come up against the left thigh. You might even want to open that left leg out a little further if you can. That's up to you, whatever feels good. And from here, we're going to come forward, just bending straight forward to start with. Allowing the chest again to move towards the mat. Keeping that left foot flexed, bending the knee if you need to. Just allowing the stretch to happen. And moving up, let the left hand come onto the left shin, turning the palm upwards. So we're going to take a little bend over to the left, drawing the right arm over up past your ear, and then just allowing yourself to bend here. And again, working with your body in what feels good for you today. Listening to it. And when you are where you want to be in this pose, just accept it, and enjoy it. And making your way all the way up. Good. Let's open out both legs again. And once more, just walking the hands forward into a forward fold here. Good. One more breath. And coming up, let's take this left foot in. Again, putting it up against the right thigh. Maybe opening that right leg out a little bit further. And then just folding forward over this left leg. Allowing that spine to be nice and long. Thinking about maximizing the space between the crown of your head and your tailbone. One more breath here. And coming up, let's take a little bend over to the right. So right hand onto your shin and then drawing that left arm over, seeing where you can go. And again, just enjoying this lovely stretch along the whole left side of your body. Really allowing it to open up. Enjoying it. And coming all the way up. And let's swing around and come onto all fours. In our tabletop, opening out those fingers nice and wide, shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. With those feet straight out behind you, looking at the mat, let's do a couple of cat-cows. And in this cat-cow, work with your own body. So, yes, we can dip the belly, tilt the pelvis, open the chest and raise the gaze. And then rounding through from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head. But now begin to mix it up a little bit. So maybe letting those hips move from one side to the other or back and forward. Maybe letting the shoulders and elbows move. Really just, I suppose, wriggling here in a way that your body suggests. Close your eyes. Nobody's looking. Just completely be yourself and enjoy some movement here as you really tune into your body and listen to what it's suggesting to you right now. Taking 3 more breaths as you do this. And meeting back in your neutral spine. Good. I hope you're beginning to feel really connected to your body this evening. And you're enjoying your time, just getting to know it, celebrating its uniqueness. And let's just stretch back that right leg, lifting it up to hip height. And let the left arm come forward for a balance here. And after playing with your body there and in your tabletop, let's begin to explore the breath here and see How can the breath help us in this pose? This pose can be quite challenging. It's a balancing pose. See if as you exhale, you lift your pelvic floor, you draw your belly button in and up. Does that just help with stability? Maybe if you think about breathing through a little hole in your throat, maybe that will help. Just explore it and see what breath really helps you with this pose. And bringing that left hand down and right leg, let's take it over to the other side. And again, just see what helps. And maybe it will be a sigh. Maybe you'll inhale through your nose into your belly and then you'll let a sigh out. Just figuring out your own breath and what it can do to help you in these poses. One more breath here. And bringing the knee and hand down. Just let those knees come out to the edge of the mat, toes meeting. Let the heels or the hips come back to the heels. And have a little rest here. Either with your arms out long, or maybe with one fist on top of the other, or maybe with your forehead down and your arms back. So again, really getting to know what your body likes. What's your body's favorite resting position? Taking 2 more breaths here. And then coming back up onto all fours and curling those toes. We're going to come up into our downward dog. So just pushing the hips back to the heels, lifting the knees up off the mat, and then keeping your heels up off the mat and your knees bent. Just allow the hips to move towards the back of the mat, the head to come between the arms so you're looking towards your belly button, and then pedaling out the feet till you come to your point of stillness. Checking in with the shoulders, keeping them nice and broad. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then walking the feet up to meet the hands and to come all the way up to the top of the mat. Bending your knees, coming up to stand, drawing the arms up over the head, clasping the fingers together. And just checking in with those feet, that they are hip width apart. Feet facing towards the front of the mat. Equal weight on both feet and weight spread across the 4 corners of your feet. And then thinking about ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Taking 2 more breaths here. And we're going to run through a couple of sun salutes. Those of you yogis who are really familiar with your sun salutes, go at your own pace, in your own way. And if you're less familiar or you want to just follow along with me, please do. Letting those arms sweep out to the side. We're going to come into a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to, bending from the hips, Coming forward to let the hands come down onto the mat. And then lifting halfway up. Taking a breath here. And forward fold down again. We're going to step the right foot back like it's on a railway track, so it goes straight back, all the way back as long as it can go, and then dropping that right knee down, open out the foot, come up to a low lunge. Looking in front of you, allowing length to come into the spine, and hands down either side of that foot. We're going to step back into a plank, keeping the toes up. If you find plank really, really difficult, you can always put your knees on the mat and just have the front end up. And then to come down from here, let's all come down onto knees. Open the feet, keeping the elbows in, chest to the floor, then the belly. And peeling the chest away from the mat for a little cobra. Pushing up through your tabletop, adjust your hands if you need to, as we're going to move into downward dog. Hips back to the heels, lifting the knees up off the mat for downward dog. Let's get that right foot up to the top of the mat. Lots of choices. You can come onto all fours, step the right foot up, or step the right foot through to wherever it goes and carry it the rest of the way, or step it all the way up. Letting that left knee come down and foot open out as you come up into your low lunge on this side. And hands down either side of the foot, stepping that left foot up to meet the right. Bend your knees, coming all the way up to stand. Good. Let's take that on the other side. Hands up, sweeping them out, forward fold, bending from the hips, bend the knees as much as you need to. Forward fold. Lifting the chest away from the thighs for a halfway lift. And forward fold. Let's step that left leg back. Low lunge. And this time, raising the gaze up to the ceiling. So you get a little back bend in here as well. And hands down to step back into your plank. Good. Let's take a breath here. And coming down on your knees, feet, chest, belly, and lifting into your back bend. Pushing on up through tabletop into your downward dog. And let's get that left foot up to the top of the mat. Dropping the right knee, open the foot for your low lunge. Hands down either side of the foot, stepping the right foot up to meet the left, bending the knees. Coming all the way up, good. Well done. And let's take it to the long side of the mat. Opening those legs out nice and wide. We're going to come into a forward fold here. So again, we're folding from the hips, letting the chest lead the way. Micro bend in the knees, bending them further if you need to as you lower your head towards the mat and your chest towards your thighs. And then bringing your hands behind your back, clasping the fingers, just drawing the hands outwards from your back to help you get a little deeper into this pose. If you find this very strong on the legs, just bend your knees. And again, just be. Releasing the hands, letting them come onto the mat. And let's turn that right foot up to the top of the mat. Just noticing that as you turn your foot, your entire leg turns.
from your hip. Turn that left foot inwards so the toes are pointing towards the top right hand corner. Bending this right knee so it's over the right ankle and lifting the body up. So we want the body nice and open here for warrior two. Think about putting a little bit of weight into the outside edge of that back foot. So what that will do is sometimes in warrior one we tend to have our torso and most of our weight over the front of the front leg here, and we want to try and keep it balanced and in the center. So if you just draw your attention to the outside edge of that back foot, it just helps you to keep the body in the center and really get the most from this pose, which is a great pose. It gives you a nice stretch in the glutes and in the hamstrings, but it's also helping you to strengthen on the other side. So it's a really nice pose. Opening the arms out into a T, soften the shoulders, gazing in front of you. And now just, again, connecting with your inner self. And just allow yourself to enjoy this pose. Good. Bending that right elbow, bringing the arm onto the right thigh. With the left arm, either bringing it straight up so it's pointing up to the ceiling, or if you like, drawing it all the way over past your ear for a nice extended side angle pose. Again, thinking about putting a little bit of weight into the outside edge of that back foot so you've got fairly even distribution of your weight on your feet, even though your body is coming over towards the right. Keeping the chest stacked on top of each other so your whole body is really open here. Good. One more breath. And we're going to move into a triangle. So start off, you can have the knee bent. Just bring the top hand up to point up to the ceiling. The left hand can point downwards towards the floor. You can allow the body to move down a little bit. And if you want to really challenge yourself, just start to bring some straightness into that front leg. Always keeping a little micro bend in the knees. And the gaze up at the ceiling. Good. One more breath. Letting that left hand come all the way down onto the mat. Right hand over the other side of that right foot, and just allow that back leg to swivel a little bit so that you can turn your whole body towards the front of the mat. And allow yourself to fall over this right leg. So fall is the wrong word. Drape gracefully over this front leg. Again, bending the knee as much as you need to here. You don't want to be overstretching anything. Listening to your body. Good. One more breath. And then do bend that right knee. Let your hands just come in front of that right foot as we bring that left foot forward and lift it up behind you. Good. One more breath here. And then lowering that foot down, let the heels come in line with each other once again. Walking your hands to the center, opening the legs out nice and wide as we come into our forward fold. Good, and from here, walking the hands out just a little bit, lifting the torso up. Let's turn this whole, and be conscious as we turn this swivel on the left heel that your entire leg is turning from the hip all the way, with the right foot just turning it inward so it's pointing towards this top right hand corner. Your heels are in line with each other, bending that left knee and lifting the body up, thinking again about a little bit of weight going into the outside edge of that back foot. Arms into a T for our warrior one, looking out over that front hand. And as you're here, check in with any points of tension. Release your jaw, release your shoulders. And then check in with yourself. Bending that left elbow, coming down onto rest on the left thigh as you raise the right hand up and maybe all the way over past your ear, keeping the chest nice and open so the shoulders stacked on top of each other. Tune in with the breath. Connect with yourself. And just be. And then we'll move it into a triangle, letting the right hand just point up to the ceiling, taking the left hand off that leg, or left elbow off the leg, as you let the arms come into their full span. And maybe begin to bring some straightness into that front leg. Good, one more breath here. And letting the right hand come down, the left hand go to the other side of that left leg. Swiveling the right leg, maybe stepping it across a little bit. And across towards the right, that would be. And again, forward fold over this left leg. Enjoying the stretch. Connecting in with yourself. And just be. And bending that left leg. Bringing the hands slightly in front of the leg and shifting the weight into that left leg as you raise the right leg up. Pointing the right toes down to the mat. Good. One more breath here. And letting that right leg come down. Bending the left knee, coming up to stand, facing towards the front. And raising the arms up over the head, sweeping them out to the side as you come forward into a forward fold. Once again, hands down onto the mat, and this time bending the knees, coming down onto all fours. Just bringing yourself to be long ways on the mat. And come back into a resting pose, child's pose, whatever version is right for you. And taking 2 more breaths here. And coming up
Let's just swivel around to let those legs come out in front of you, toes pointing upwards, sitting up nice and tall. And from here, just bending forward, letting the chest move towards the thighs, and just go to as far as feels like, okay, that's at my max. Keeping the toes pointing upwards. Let's take a breath here. Raise the body up a little bit. Bend the knees. Connect with your breath. And then once again, let the legs come out long. Have a little micro bend in the knees and just allow the body to bend to wherever feels right. And wherever you are in this pose, just check in with yourself. And then coming up to sit, bending those knees. Let's just bring ourselves down onto the mat with the knees pointing upwards and the feet hip distance apart. And we're going to lift up into a bridge. So let's do this really slowly. Just peeling the spine away from the mat, one vertebrae at a time. And when you're up here, check in with your glutes. So we don't want to be squeezing the glutes really tight in bridge, but they do need to work. So just think about drawing your heels in upwards towards your shoulder blades. And that will get your glutes working without you having to squeeze them really tight, hopefully. And help you to keep those hips up. One more breath here. And then slowly releasing the heels. And allow yourself to meet the earth once again. And hugging those knees into the chest. Take a little bit of movement here. And letting the feet come down onto the mat, allowing the knees to fall over to the right and the arms to open out into a T with your gaze going in the opposite direction. Closing your eyes and enjoying just being you. And coming back through center over to the other side.
into the center, preparing for your final rest and relaxation in Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me at this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed connecting with yourself and enjoyed your company. I will be back here again on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 6 o'clock. We would love your company. And I hope you have a great weekend. Until next time, namaste. And now just really begin to let go. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet and the tops of your feet. Letting go your shins and your calves, your knees, front and back. Letting go your thighs, front and back. Letting go your glutes and your whole pelvic area. Letting go the small of your back, the back of your rib cage and your shoulder blades. Letting go your shoulders, your chest, the front of your rib cage and your belly. Letting go your armpits and upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaws, lips, and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. The whole of your body, let it go. And take a little time here for gratitude. Gratitude for being you, who you are, your unique self, and everything that you have to offer to the world. Gratitude to your body and your breath. And gratitude for everything that's working in your life today. And begin to observe yourself breathing. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. And once again, connecting with that inner voice, that inner you. And going to your favorite place and spending time here in the comfort of your own company. Just being you.